Hi, Stan Griffin, pastor of the Cornerstone Baptist Church in Exeter, and this is Garage Talk. Hey, I got an idea. Let's take a ride up to the church. Welcome to the Cornerstone Baptist Church. We invite people to church. A common question is, where do you sit when you go to church? And we've spared no time in being able to describe to you the premium seats. And we've come up with 10 of them. We'll start with number 10. Number 10 would be the Splash Zone. And I won't go into detail, but that would be the front row in the church, right up next to the pulpit. Now, there is some space, but if you're in the front row, then it's possible that that would be a dangerous area, but they're sought after seats to a degree. Middle of the pew would be number 9, and that's where you come in. The pews are quite long, and if you're sitting in the middle, then it's you're a social person. For instance, some people ask this question: when you walk into a room that's full of people, do you head for the center of the room because you want to be in the action, or you stand by the wall to kind of observe and watch things? If you're a center pew person, you want to be in the action. Number 8 is what I call the Amen corner. That's from my vantage point from the pulpit, looking over on the left-hand side. And sometimes it's over on the right-hand side. It seems like it's the extremes on the edges are the most vocal people in the church. They're the ones that'll say amen, or those are the ones that will laugh out loud, or different things. They're more vocal as the service goes on. I like that crowd. I think if I was to attend the church, I'd be sitting in the amen corner. Number 7 isn't one that you would think of, but number 7 is your couch at home. We've come into a multimedia generation, and some people, sometimes they're sick or they're trying to social distance for a period of time, and so they sit on their couch at home. This is a growing audience. I don't know if that's good or not, but this is a growing audience, and they can pause it. They can go use the facilities in their house if they need to. Whatever, they can even have something to eat and floss while they're attending church if they'd like. So that would be the different seat that you wouldn't necessarily be looking for, but becoming very popular. Number 6 is the aisle seat near the exit. If you're someone that just sometimes needs to escape, those seats are maybe what you're looking for. The reason sometimes people don't jump at the idea of going to church on Sunday is they don't like crowds. Well, Jesus liked crowds. He worked in large crowds, and it's a lot of fun to be around people. But if you're one of those that are looking for the exits, then we've got a lot of pews next to doors where you could get there and get out. Number 5 is the back row. This, in a Baptist church, is big. If you want the back row seat, you better come early. There's something about sitting in the back for us that is very popular. So number 5 is the back row seat. Number 4 is the basement. We are tied in everywhere, and if you're downstairs, you can, it's fewer people sitting there. You can watch the screen. You can even stand up and walk around a little bit, sit back down if you want to, really not bothering anyone. So that is an area where people come and go to church. Okay, number 3 is the front row in the balcony. It's those two guys, we call it the Muppet section, where they're up there and they're kind of seeing over everything and taking their shots and talking amongst each other.
Well, Every week this show looks better to me. Every week your eyesight gets worse.
Wonderful, wonderful stuff, but that would be what we'd call the Muppet section. Number 2 is front row, left side of the auditorium, my right. That's where my wife sits. And I'm constantly looking over at her to see if I've said something that's got me in trouble and wondering if lunch is going to be cold when we get home. So if you were there and sitting there, you would sense that that's an area of control in the church. Number 1, drum roll please. The audio-visual center, where they record everything, and yes, they even control my microphone, and at times I've been turned off during the service. So that seat you can't have. Somebody already has it, but I am so glad they're there. And she's blonde and very good looking. If you're coming to church, those are some seats, and obviously there's plenty available. This is not an educational talk. This is a ridiculous talk. But when we started the church in 1994, it was our desire to speak the truth of the gospel of Jesus Christ in a lighthearted atmosphere, because life is very serious, and through the week sometimes it hasn't gone well. And we want you to be able to come to church and be encouraged with the message of the gospel. We hope you would consider being a part of our church. Come check us out at 10 o'clock on Sunday morning. Thanks for watching. See you in church on Sunday, I hope.
Are you nervous?
Not exactly.
I think we lost him.